Well, Five Lamps are people. It's about people. That's the only thing that they actually consider when they're looking at what they do. So whether it's the people that they help and support or the people that they work in the company, both are equally important to achieving the excellent results that the company sets out to.
I think my main aim is to make sure the client's gone away from this building happy and that they feel that they've achieved what they've came for. So, and that makes me happy.
I think it's a general thing within the sector, and I think it's notable that it's very strong within the Five Lamps. There's a real passion to not only make a living for the individual employee, and clearly that's important, but also to make a difference, feel as though they'll go home at the end of the day and that they've made a real difference to people's lives.
The first thing I noticed when I first started here was the support within the organisation. It's a very caring organisation, and I think that runs through to the customers really. People feel valued when they walk through the door.
I think what we're very lucky is that we've got a lot of people who are passionate about the work that they do, and that's key really. We've got some brilliant people in this organisation that really do wholeheartedly believe in the services that they're delivering.
We all want to make a difference to people, and that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. The people here as you walk around the building are all marvellous people. There's a great atmosphere from walking here in the morning, you know.
I think it doesn't matter what job that you do, whether you do an administrative role or you're sort of one of the strategic roles or you actually do direct delivery, that always at the heart of whatever you do is at the strapline of making people matter, and that actually runs right through the organisation, and that's the forefront of people's minds.
We try to help everybody, even if we couldn't get funding to do it, and I think that's what set the people apart. Often people could say, well, you don't meet the rules and the criteria, so I can't help you, whereas the staff here would think, well, I can't really send this person away. And so you saw loads of different staff doing things that weren't part of the job just to help people out because they didn't want to leave them where they're going that extra mile.
It's nice speaking to somebody who's sympathetic, but it's wonderful to speak to somebody who's sympathetic and has got the skills and knowledge to change your life. And that's what Five Lamps have.
We obviously want people with a passion. It isn't just about finding people, putting them into boxes and moving them on. There are organisations that are very good at doing that, and there is a place for all those organisations, but that's not Five Lamps.
Everybody here who you speak to or touch believes in what they're actually doing, and that is extended out into the wider community, and again goes to make a difference.
A lot of us have some kind of adversity in our former life that informs and adds value to our service, and that's the strength of volunteers. Some of us actually came on as volunteers with Five Lamps and then progressed into employment because they showed that they were good at what they did and they cared. So people invest not only in their own future but in themselves. Volunteering is a two-way thing. People come to give their time freely and we value that. But it's not a case of someone coming and sifting bits of paper from one desk to another. That's not the point of volunteering. It doesn't happen like that. People actively deliver our services with supervision. And it's all monitored professionally and ethically, so it's really, really tight, and that's what we offer as a volunteer. You will get to do the job and you can progress.
I'd been to a local shop for a daily paper and go in there and find that they hadn't any left because they'd all been taken by the youth club. So I thought, right, I'll run down the youth club and see what they're up to. Never been in before, so I did go in, and I was told that how they use the newspapers for the older children, and much to the surprise of Malcolm, who was the boss down there, when he realised I was going down to ask about the papers. Anyway, he turned round, of course, he said that within the community they're looking for people to work with the kids, bring things in, and would I be interested in volunteering? Initially I said no, and then I went home and had to think about it, came back on the afternoon and told him I would be a bit interested and got 2 papers for my trouble.
When people walk through our door, you know, sometimes they don't know what to expect. They haven't got a journey in mind. Our staff are brilliant, absolutely brilliant at plotting out a new pathway, creating possibilities for people, real life-changing stuff. So with the work the individuals do, the support we give them, they set off on a journey, they achieve something. Sometimes they achieve absolutely brilliant things. We really have to recognise that, and the People Matter Awards are a way of doing that.
The thing that stands out to me, ever since I went to the first annual general meeting a number of years ago now, was something called the People Matter Awards. And again, it's what's important to me is making a practical difference and a real difference, and not being a self-serving organisation. And seeing the recipients of the People Matter Awards and the difference that the organisation and the staff who've helped the clients overcome some of their problems in a practical way to make a real difference is something which is a constant highlight to me.
What we've managed to do is never move away from the fact that we're here in the heart of the community. So we haven't moved into Northumberland and moved into Scarborough and forgotten Thornaby. We still deliver all of our services here locally. What we've been able to do is use those skills and experience and expertise and transfer that into other areas. And yet the biggest challenge is the growth in the organisation. You know, when I joined here, there was probably about 15 members of staff. We now have 81 members of staff. So that's a challenge, is to make sure that everybody feels as important, even though now we're a family of 81, as to how I felt when we were a family of 15.
Never before has been the occasion where the strength of partnership will hold true. And it's always refreshing to think back of the strength of partnerships that exist around Five Lamps, who are integral to those partnerships. That in itself will be a great strength, as will be the relationship that Stockton has with the voluntary sector per se across the borough. And clearly we won't be able to take, help our borough through these challenging times alone. It will be with the help and support of all of those partner agencies, and particularly the Five Lamps.
Organisations like the Five Lamps can take a major part in delivering more services than they currently do, making a bigger difference than is currently possible. And I think for organisations like the Five Lamps, the Big Society presents not only a challenge but a real opportunity to develop further, taking the Big Society concept from merely the Big Society to the Good Society.
I'd love Five Lamps integrated service to be available to everybody in the North East. You know, what we've seen is a massive expansion in our financial inclusion service that's taken us onto that regional platform. However, our employability services primarily Stockton centred, our enterprise services are Tees Valley based. So, you know, we're not able to offer the same kind of whole family support to people in other parts of the region. However, we make up for that by, you know, excellent signposting and great relationships with a number of players in our sector. You know, all focused on that thing about making a difference and creating possibilities for people. But it would be lovely to have the Five Lamps integrated service available in all parts of the North East. But what I just want to make sure is in 25 years' time, you know, when it comes from me to pass on the baton to somebody else, the organisation continues to do great things, create possibilities, change lives on, you know, whatever scale is possible at that time.
I'd say to Five Lamps, I'd say thank you very much for all the help you give us and support, and we appreciate it, and I'd advise anyone who needed help to come and approach you.
Thanks for what's happened, thanks for what you've done, thanks for where you are, and here's to the future.
I would like to say to the Five Lamps a huge thank you. I can't thank them enough. To keep up the good work. I think sometimes they're not given the recognition that they should be given.
I would say to them, well done for what they've done, well done for what they've achieved, but well done to be able to look forward and take that big step that perhaps other groups wouldn't have done.
I think that it would be highly appropriate that we, irrespective of the challenging and difficult times ahead, reflect back and recognise the contribution and success of all those who've been part of what's been quite a remarkable journey. Sometimes we don't take time enough to reflect back and say a huge thank you on behalf of so many people, but that will be the toast I'd make, but with the caveat that we look forward to an equally, if not even greater, successful 25 years for the future.
Congratulations Five Lamps, you've done a fantastic job, and hopefully the government and all the other agencies that support funding and give contracts out and look at what you've done in this 25 years and say we need you to do another 25 years.
I had a chance to spend some time with you, to work with you on setting brilliance as your benchmark, and there's no doubt at all that there's a team of people who are totally committed to that in every way. I've been so excited to see the organisation grow over the last few years, and now you're demonstrating what Five Lamps is really about, and that's improving the quality of people's lives, and you do that in such a wonderful way. So congratulations on your anniversary, and here's to the next, what, let's say 50, 100, 500 years? Why not? You go for it and keep on being brilliant.
I think it's to the future. The success of the Five Lamps is never standing still. Always connect with the people that are around now and be prepared to change if you need to.
To damned hard work, refusing to lie down and constantly evolving and adapting as times move on.
The good news is for Five Lamps is that actually you're not resting on your laurels. Actually you're coming out of 25 years with some more big ideas, and the Great North Loan Fund is one of those big ideas. We're delighted to be associated with the development of that idea, and we wish you continuing good luck and success for the future.
My toast to Five Lamps would be, well done for the past 25 years. Let's hope we can all be around in another 25 years to see a continued growth and success. Good health.